Hello, what's happening, everyone? Hope you're doing well, feeling good. Oh, microphone is really way out there. It's like way. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're doing well, feeling good, feeling nice. What are we doing today? A little feet. That's what we're listening to today. I almost choked. I feel like I'm starting off. I did choke. Okay, today we're listening to Little Feat. We're taking a track or two off of this album. Their live album, Waiting for Columbus, their first live album, released in 1978. I gotta say that album cover it's kind of funny. I like it. we're gonna listen to the two tracks here off of this album entitled Dixie Chicken and is it Tripe Face Boogie? Tripe Face Boogie. Okay. These two tracks start off the third side of the album, and we are listening to this because it was suggested and sponsored by Jeff. Jeff, thank you so much for the suggestion. Thank you so much for the request. We've listened to a Little Feat before. Sorry, that wasn't even good. Now it's time to listen to just a little bit more. I hope that you guys are having a fantastic one out there. Why don't you say, we go ahead and put on our headphones, get our listening ears ready. I feel like I'm in class saying that like a teacher. Let's get our listening ears ready. We'll discuss it a little bit after. I'll likely just let these two lead on into one another. And here we go. Starting off with that Dixie Chicken. Good. Yeah, that's what I would expect out of Dixie Chicken. Very great space.
I seen the bright lights of Memphis
Okay,
and
that
the
moves.
Commodore Hotel. And underneath the street lamp, I met a Southern belle. Oh, she took me to the river where she cast her spell. And in that southern moonlight, she sang a song so well. If you be my Dixie chicken, I'll be your Tennessee lamb. And we can walk together down in Dixieland. Down in Dixieland.
They snapped that back. Bring it down, bring it down. I like how this piano solo is not so rooted in jazz, or blues rather. It's playing outside of that. Oh. Wow, that actually perfectly led into this jazzy section with the drums too. Oh, that's New Orleans. Step right back into it. That's not a little feat. Good music. That's mama's cooking in the kitchen with onions.
It's been a year since he ran away. Guess that guitar player sure could play. She always liked to sing along. She's always ended with a song. And then one night in the lobby, yeah, of the Commodore Hotel, I chanced to meet a bartender who said he knew her well.
Bar began to sing along. If you be my dick.
that's such a good line.
Walk together down in Dixieland, down in Dixieland.
And that part's so catchy. How just rolled into this jam. The bass is tearing it up.
Well, I was in Buffalo, and I was entertaining Houston, New York, you gotta choose one. But the Tripe boogie gonna boogie my speakers away. I don't want your money, and I don't want your time. Please don't trap me, honey, and I'll give you back your dime.
What's the percussion behind that?
I get boogie, gonna boogie my sneakers away. And I can't take choice. When Tripe my guacamole, baby, so whackers and Jackie. Tripe my swords, it's a hype.
The bass changed that whole
my scruples away, yeah. It's a hype boogie. Right for right, yeah, yeah. Right for right, yeah, yeah. All night long.
I'm hot just listening to this. I love that they brought in synth here. That's very unique to have this kind of sound in this blues rock jam. The rhythm's changing behind. It's gotten like very progressive rock here. Almost gives me a weather report, Zawamul kind of feel. That should be illegal. That should be illegal. I feel like we broke a law listening to this. On one hand, this is blues, rock and roll, jam out. On one hand, you could look at it simply as that. And on one hand, yes, it is. Can we look at the other hand, though? This is blues, rock, jam out, executed brilliantly with such like brilliant musicianship. And you could take these two tracks and just piece by piece by piece go through them and just pull out some amazing compliments to every musician in that particular snippet that you choose. You really could. And you wouldn't be wrong for doing that. However, so that we don't sit here and go through every single little 5-second snippet, because you could do that and just be astounded with what you're hearing, can I call out the synth solo in the second track, Tripe Face Boogie? Tripe Face. I don't know why it's named Tripe Face Boogie. Can we call out the synth solo in here? Synth performed, Bill Payne. That's my favorite moment within these two tracks. My second favorite moment is the piano solo, also performed by Bill Payne in the first track. Everyone's amazing. Dude, sometimes when I'm like doing reactions and stuff, I might, lock in on a specific member or two because that's what stands out to me. Everyone's amazing in what they do in this track, but I'm mentioning specifically Bill Payne. Just brilliant. The way that his piano playing, keyboards, and synth eventually changes the entire mood of the track that it's playing on. In the first track, I'm pulling it back here really quick, in Dixie Chicken, and from the very beginning, it sounds like what I would expect a track called Dixie Chicken to sound like. Okay, we're getting bluesy, we're getting down in the Cajun chicken, pulling up shrimp from the... More if you pull up a shrimp from. Like, it has that kind of feel, right? And it sounds great. They execute it brilliantly. They start subtly. They build this up. It's wonderful. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But when his piano solo comes in, the mood changes. It changes the entire dynamic of the track from the moment he steps in and from the moment he steps back. Because from when he steps in, talking about his solo specifically, he begins to incorporate more than just the typical blues rock sound. He goes away from that. He veers into a different direction that looks into a more jazz filled direction. And it's really cool how that genre, how he brings that influence into the track so stupendously, and then begins to nurture it. He begins to really give it life. And he doesn't throw it to the wall. He doesn't just put it down and let it flop randomly on the floor of this track. He nurtures it and allows it to grow. He breathes life into it, pumps that life into it, and just goes from there. This entire section is just wonderful. And eventually, he will lead off of that back into the blues here. And eventually, the rest of the band comes back in. But just from head to toe, that's just a really fantastic moment. And I thought that was a huge standout in Dixie Chicken. Then, if we follow him into Tripe Face Boogie, I gotta say, in a blues rock jam like we're hearing, there's things that I expect. But there's also things I don't expect. And one of those is that synth solo, which takes this and turns it almost into something to me reminiscent of Weather Report. And the way that Zawanu will play in there. The synth could absolutely sound so out of place in here. It really could just grate. But man, is it incorporated brilliantly. Let me see if I can find exactly where that happens. I want to find the transition specifically. Okay. Blues rock. Hits, bring it down. Funky guitar. Okay, we're restarting it. Percussion, keeping the rhythm. And there's the start off. And it's not just used as, this kind of cool leap off for the next section. It's used as the next section. It has meat to it. I like how it has this deep synthy, reverberating atmosphere to it. And it's also because of the space that they perform it in. Perhaps if they kept some of that harder, faster, up-tempo blues rock momentum going from the previous section, maybe the synth wouldn't have sounded as right. But because they quieted it down, they kind of broke down everything to its earlier elements, and now we're building back up. And we have the percussion in the back. We have just a little bit light, sparse music back there. But it's really that synth now that's taking over. And it's so cool. Eventually the rest of the band does come back in. But this sounds more proggy, more progressive than like maybe, blues rock and whatever. So it's really cool how smart they are to incorporate that, and not in a way that conflicts with the music itself. It vibes right into it. And then the piano begins to play some of those bluesy chords, bring it back in, and eventually we're slowly shifting back into that. I think that that's just very intelligent. I think that that's just very smart and creative the way that they perform that. Now, obviously, everything else in these two tracks is amazing as well. Lowell on the vocals, he's sensational. I gotta say that I love the line. Let me pull up the first track here again. Let me pull up Dixie Chicken. I gotta say that I love the line, "If you'll be my Dixie Chicken, I'll be your Tennessee Lamb." There's something about that I just really like that line. But his scene is great. I love the bits of horns that you have included here. You're gonna have Lenny Pickett from the Tower of Power horn section performing on Dixie Chicken. And it's a cool little moment there that really livens up the track. The bass from Kenny Gradney. I like how at certain moments throughout these two tracks, he really like steps up to the plate and just swings a home run. He watches it, makes sure that it goes into the stands, and then he steps back in place. He comes up and just slaps it out of the park and then goes back in doing what he's doing. And what he's doing is great, but he just has those moments where he comes out of the pocket and really slaps something out there as well. Sam Clayton on the congas here, drums, Richard Hayward. I mean, just an all-star lineup, and you can tell like the band is well rehearsed, well practiced, well trained, and just having that talent oozing out of them. I think that this is a really fantastic pair of tracks, but it's just, like I said, Payne is just who really, really, really stood out to me amongst these two tracks. That synth made it so like out of left field, but man, did they make it work. Man, did they make it work. I've seen the bright lights of Memphis and the Commodore Hotel, and underneath a street lamp I met a southern belle. Well, she took me to the river where she cast her spell, and in that southern moonlight she sang the song so well. What's that? You guys can't see me? Hello. If you'll be my Dixie Chicken, I'll be your Tennessee Lamb. We can walk together down in Dixieland. Well, we made all the hot spots. My money flowed like wine. And then that low-down southern whiskey began to fog my mind. And I don't remember church bells or the money I put down or the white picket fence and the boardwalk of the house at the edge of town. Yeah, you in for a penny, you're in for a pound. But boy, do I remember the strain of her refrain and the nights we spent together and the way she called my name.
Oh, my. Oh, my, my, my.
Well, it's been a year since she ran away. Guess that guitar player sure could play. She always liked to sing along. She's always handy with a song. Then one night in the lobby of the Commodore Hotel, I chanced to meet a bartender who said he knew her well. Does this bartender play guitar? And as he handed me a drink, he began to hum a song, and other boys there at the bar began to sing along. If you'll be my Dixie Chicken, I'll be your Tennessee Lamb. We can walk together down in Dixieland. And then moving on to Tripe Face Boogie. Isn't Tripe sheep stomach? While I was buffaloed in Buffalo, and I was entertained in Houston, New York, you gotta choose one. It's a Tripe Face Boogie. Boogie my sneakers away. I don't want your money, don't want your time, please don't jive me, honey, and I'll give you back your dime. Boogie my scruples away. Well, I can't dig potato chips, I can't take the taunts. Tripe my guacamole, baby. Tripe my my what this means. You gotta tripe my shorts? I have no idea. Am I missing the definition of tripe? What's the verb of it? Okay, it's an edible lining of the stomach of farm animals. But is it a verb as well? Because that's how he's kind of reading it. I'm on Merriam-Webster. Is there a verb I should know with tripe? Apparently not. Nothing that I see. Or something poor, worthless, or offensive as another. Well, okay, I understand that, but you got a tripe my shorts? It's a hype cage boogie. Boogie my sneakers away. I said tripe boogie, a hype boogie. It's the right boogie all night long. You bring your guitar, I'll bring the wine. Blow out your speakers. Our speakers just one more time. Good job, raise some waves. I said, look out. I mean, they're just rocking out. But I'm trying to understand what tripe means in this particular context. I mean, one thing we can say is the song is not tripe. You know, I'm very open to trying like a lot of different foods, a lot of different things. I would love to try some tripe as long as it's like, I guess, prepared properly and how it should be. That way my first experience is a good one and not, you know, a shoddy one. Like the very first time that I had sushi, and I was probably, let's just pretend or say that I was like maybe 12 or somewhere in that age. And I was really into anime, Japanese culture and everything. And I really wanted to try sushi. Never had it before. And I had some sushi from a little tiny stand in a relatively rundown mall. And it was not a great experience. And didn't try sushi again for many, many years. Then I went to a proper sushi restaurant, had it again. What do you know? I said to myself, so this is how it's supposed to be. I would love to try some tripe. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought, of course, of the two tracks. I hope that you enjoyed it. These burners, for sure. Jeff, thank you so much for the request and for the support. I appreciate that. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you as always for being here, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys.